Right, next one. A list of 8 numbers have a mean of 12. First 5 numbers have a mean of 9. And the question is asking for the sum of the 3 remaining numbers. Now, the question does not ask what is the 3 number. It's just asking the sum of 3 remaining numbers. So that simplifies it. So for the first one here, that means 8 different numbers: a plus b plus c plus d plus e plus f plus g plus h. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You add these 8 numbers up, and if you divide by 8, the mean of this would be 12. That's basically what it means. So similarly with the second statement there, so we're using the same one because it's the same number, but only 5. The mean of this 5 is 9. So when it says remaining, that means we want to know what's the sum of this. What we can do is a plus b plus c plus d. Find the sum of these 8 numbers by multiply both sides by 8. So you get the sum of the 8 numbers equal to 896. And if you do the same thing with the 5 numbers here, and you get the sum of the 5 numbers is equals to 45. That means A, B, C, D, E is equals to 45. That in turn will tell you that F plus G plus H, which is the remaining 3 numbers, is 96 minus 45, which is 51. For this next question, you do need to use your geometrical set. So for part B, using compass, in this case compass, construct the perpendicular bisector of AC. So AC is this line here. Okay, this line there. So use your compass. Now it's easier if you move your paper such that AC is in front of you. So from A, using your compass, you just construct. No measuring is required. Just open up your compass long enough, and then using the same measurement without changing the length of your compass, you construct from C, and then use a ruler to join the 2 points together. This is your perpendicular bisector. So make sure it passes through the shape. Okay. So using that one, on the diagram, shade the region is a triangle ABC that is nearer to A than to C. So the perpendicular bisector actually divides that region. Which one is closer to A and which one is closer to C? And then, so that one we have the marker. And then from B, so make sure you look at where B is. Using your compass, measure 6 centimeter, and you draw an arc, 6 centimeter arc from B. So it's this region which is closer to A, and then more 6 centimeter more than from B. Okay. Next one is on sequence. Now, when you did this one, what you need to do first is you should find the common difference. However, if you look at this one, there is no common difference. What's that? 14. There's no common difference. That means it can't be a linear. so it can't be a linear. That means we try the next one, which is n square. So your n here initially is first term, second term, third term, fourth term. So n square, that means this is 1 square, which is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. And if I were to relate that to the sequence there, you can't see a pattern. So let's say if we multiply it with 2n square, so 2n square, that means 1 times 2 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8, 9 times 2 is 18, 16 times 2 is 32. So to put it into perspective, here is actually plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1 to get the pattern 3, 9, 19, 33. That means the n term is 2n squared plus 1. Find the coordinates of M. M is the midpoint of line PQ. P is given, Q is given. So I have to do is your x first. So minus 2 plus 6 divided by 2 to find the midpoint. So that would be 6 minus 2 is 4 divided by 2, which is 2. And then for the y, that would be 1 and 13 divided by 2, which is 14 divided by 2, which is 7. That means your x is 2, your y is 7. Is this the same thing as this formula? Okay, same thing. You would get the same result. Find the gradient of line PQ. So let me just rewrite that one. Okay. To find the gradient of PQ, rise over run, y over x. So the difference of y, okay, divided by the difference of x. The order of the numbers is very crucial as well. Okay, if you decide p minus q, then both x and y would be p minus q. If you decide q minus p, then both x and y should be q minus p. So that would be minus 12, minus 8, right? So that would be 3 over 2. Okay. Write down the gradient of the line perpendicular. Perpendicular, that means this gradient m times the gradient of the other line should be equals to minus 1. That means your m is equals to minus 2 over 3. Okay, that's property of perpendicular lines. Okay, what we have here is a speed time graph. What you can get from speed time graph is acceleration and distance. Acceleration, you find the gradient, and distance, you find the area under graph. So first question asking for acceleration of cyclist A. So that means this line for the first 20 seconds. So your time is 20 seconds. That means we find the gradient of the line. So gradient would be rise. So from here, you rise to 7. So that means 6. And then run. 6 of 20. Simplify it. And you get 0.3 meter per second square. Find which cyclist traveled further in the first 20 seconds and by how many meters. So that means you're finding the distance. So for A, so distance is area under graph. for a speed time graph. So for A, your graph looks like that. Area under graph is looking like that, which is a trapezium. That means half times the parallel sides times by the length, which is 20. That gives you 80. For B, area under graph looks like is a rectangle. So area would be 5 times 20 gives you 100. That means what? Which one travel further? So the one who travel further definitely would be B. How many more? By 20 meters. Next one here is on simplify algebraic fraction. The same thing as fraction. So look at the denominator. So the least common multiples for 8, 4, 16 will be 16. That means you multiply this by 2, multiply this by 4, and that one stays, 16 stays. So 2x plus 1 plus 4 times 3x plus 5x, expand, simplify like terms, 2x, 12x, and 5x. That means 14x plus 5x, 19x plus 2 over 16. Now, most common mistake made on this one is where? This part. Not putting brackets on it. Okay, need to be careful with that. Last one here. Most of you successfully factorize until here. And if you get this, that will be 1 mark. It will be not 2 mark. Why? Because it's not fully factorized. 9 is a square number. That means we can rewrite this 9t square becomes 3t the whole thing square, which in turn gives you the factor that v. Okay, need to be careful on that one.